It's a fiction, to be or not to be, the story of Bob. So I have written this book. My name is Dr. Ahsen Nazir Ahmed, and it has a prologue. Chapter 1 is named Start, Chapter 2 Journey, Chapter 3 Guardian, Chapter 4 Bob, Chapter 5 Life, Chapter 6 Beginning, Chapter 7 Making, and then the epilogue. It is a very small kind of a story or a book, and it just is like 60, 70 minutes of audio listening. So, prologue. I am a professional. I just bought a new car. It is a small car and it's sportish. I just bought it 2 days ago. I thought I'll try it on the highway. So I am on the highway and I am speeding past the checkpost. I am a professional and I have not taken a break for the last 15 years. I believed in success. What is success for me? When I researched and read through the international mood of psychologists, they said success has three components: the family success, the spiritual enhancement or growth, and the public service. And I believe this is the definition of success for me. The car has few airbags and it has a turbo mode. I'm wearing the seat belts, the music is on. I like to listen to all kinds of music, but right now I'm listening to the mysticism. As long as it is mystic, I like it, I love it. So I put on the high beams and I have a bright lit road in front of me. Few cars, trucks, and buses are passing by me. I am in the center lane. I start to speed the car. It is going around 110 kilometers per hour, and I press the pedal. I want to stretch the car. I want to see how fast can it go. The car is on, the show is on, I am moving. I can feel the force. It is smooth, but still it is felt. It's been 3 minutes, and now I am driving at a speed of 150 kilometers per hour. Suddenly, my intuition or the sixth sense tells me something is going wrong. I hear a shrieking sound from the front wheel, and suddenly I see the car jumping. I am in the car jumps to the left. There are deep excavations on the side of the road, and I pray to God that the car does not fly over the fence into the excavations. The car hits the fence. I'm still conscious. I see that my seat belts are holding me from hitting the wheel, the steering wheel, or the windscreen. I am moving up and down, and suddenly the car comes to a standstill. The last thing I remember is that the car is turned turtle, and my head is down and my feet are up. The windscreen has broken and the airbags are open. I hear some cars applying their brakes, screeching sounds, and then there are people all around the car, all around me. This is the last thing I remember before I pass out. Somebody is saying, yes, he is alive. He is alive. The first chapter of this book is named as Start. Suddenly I become aware of my surroundings. I try to move, but I cannot move my hands, my body, my neck. My head and my legs are numb. I try to open my eyes. I cannot open my eyes. From what I gather, that I am in some kind of a vehicle which is moving fast, and there are few straps, few gadgets, few machines attached to me. There are bleeps, there are signals, and the ambulance is going real fast. I believe it is an ambulance because I am a doctor, so I know that I am in the ambulance. And suddenly I start to hear the siren of the ambulance. I try to open my eyes again, but I cannot. But now I know that I am aware of my surroundings. My consciousness has returned back. Suddenly, the ambulance stops with a halt, and I am pulled down the ambulance in a very swift way. I am on the stretcher and it's being accelerated. I hear a lot of voices. There is a kind of panic all around me. Maybe people know me. Maybe this is a hospital. Yes, I'm sure this is a hospital and people know me because they are shouting my name. They're saying Bob. Yes, he's Bob. And I hear my name Bob. And then I realize that I am alive. And these people are trying to save me from further injuries, from further decline. They're trying to save my life. And suddenly I have needles and tubes going all around me, in my body, to my chest, to my arms. Somebody opens my eyes and throws light in it. But when I try to see, it is all blurred. For me, it is not traumatic. It is not alarming because I've been a surgeon for last 32 years. Sounds gradually fade away and suddenly I lose my consciousness. It is a dark tunnel I see. I see darkness around me. I see the faces of few of my relatives whom I thought had passed away long ago. I also see my wife, my children, my parents. They are flashing one by one in front of my eyes in the darkness. Then, of course, there are lights blinking in the darkness. There are many colors of light, but I remember the blue light the most. I am not aware of my surroundings. I don't know where I am. I am dissociated from the surroundings, from the atmosphere. While I am still unaware of my surroundings, I hear a very husky voice. It is calling my name. It says, Bob, Bob. I try to speak, but I cannot. Gradually, my body starts to warm up. I feel the warmth traveling from my feet, knees, belly, and up to my head, as if it is the hot blood flowing through me. The numbness is going away. There is peace all around me. There is no noise. There is tranquility. There is peace. Bob, are you okay? The husky voice says again. And with the utmost force I have, the energy I have, and a violent effort, the extreme kind of exhaustion that I have, I gather the energy and I try to raise my fingers of the hand. And with extreme difficulty, I am able to raise my right index finger. I know this is life. I know I am alive. I open my eyes. Now I can see it's a small room and it's an intensive care unit room. And there are bleeps I can hear, the sounds. And of course, there are all kinds of machines and straps and tubes and needles going all around me and inside me. I also see a defibrillator near my bed. I see a cardiac monitor and I see oxygen is applied to my face with a mask. And then I see a gentleman wearing a black suit with a white collared shirt and a bow tie, very decently and handsomely dressed, extremely shiny skin, beaming light. He talks to me again. He says, Bob, are you okay? Who are you? The first sentence I utter after the accident. Who are you? I am your guardian angel, Bob. The divinity and the God has appointed me for your well being. What do you mean? Was I going to be harmed or was I going to die? Yes, the angel replies. You had a terrible motor vehicle crash and I was there with you all along. I am your guardian angel. So, what is your duty? I ask. As I said, I am there to prevent you from dying before the time of your death. The divinity has sent me. But I am alive. I am not dead, though I cannot move my body. Yes, it's not death. Gradually, you will begin to regain your consciousness and your movements. But I am aware of the surroundings. But when I think, I cannot think of the past. It's all blank. Where was I? Who was I? Who am I? Yes, you had a cardiac arrest. Your heart stopped beating. You were given shocks of DC current and you were revived into the beating heart. Oh, I asked the angel, how many shocks did I receive? 5 shocks, he replied. And they worked on you for 42 minutes and 30 seconds. But where are all the doctors? They just went out. And you are being monitored on a closed camera. This is a centralized ICU system in one of the best hospitals in the country. So they see me on the monitored camera. But do they see you also? No, Bob. They cannot see me. Only you can see me because I am your guardian angel. Okay, so I can't think, it's just cloudy. I don't know who I am. Am I Bob? Tell me, who am I? Yes, your name is Bob. I will tell you the story. I will tell you your story. You have lived a life of 55 years. Today, you are not going to die. That's why I am here. Well, my name is Bob. What else? What next? I'll tell you gradually. Right now, what you can do is close your eyes and then I try to think of the past. I'm thinking of the past, but it is all blank. It's all blank. Gradually, I begin to fall asleep, closing my eyes, only to open again and see that the guardian angel is moving out of the door. My guardian angel. Excuse me, I ask, what is your name? My name is Savior Bob. You can call me Savior Angel. And I close my eyes again and go to sleep. Chapter 2 of this book is named Journey. I again become aware of my surroundings and I open my eyes. I see Savior, my guardian angel, standing right beside me. Hello, Bob. How are you? Yes, Savior, I am fine. How come nobody is coming to see me? I ask the angel. Your friends and family are here. Savior says. Then why can't I see them? Because for the world, you are in a deep coma. Only I can relate with you because I am your savior angel, your guardian angel. Oh, so you mean for the people, I am unconscious and in a coma? Yes, that's correct. They also came to see you, your family, your friends. I was here all the time. I have been with you all your life, and I will be with you all your life. This is the time when I was told to relate to you, when I had to relate to you. Okay, Savior, so I am in a coma. I am having some flashbacks. I see a car. There is a pretty lady sitting next to me, and a small boy sitting right to me. He is very handsome. We are in the rear seat of the car. The driver is driving the car fast, and I see a blue colored ambulance in front of me. What is this, Savior? Yes, this is the first glimpse of your life. One of the few first memories you have of your life. This is your father in the ambulance. He died today. And who is this pretty lady? She is your mother, Bob. And the boy sitting next to you is your brother. Why are they crying? Because your father just died today. You are too young to understand that. You don't know the implications. Yes, Xavier, but I'm thinking right here that as a boy, that I love this woman and child, and then I will do my best to make them happy and to laugh all my life, and not see them cry again. Yes, Bob, you vowed to yourself as a child. You vowed to make the world a better place. You vowed to touch people, to touch things, and to turn them into magic, to make people laugh, to lessen the sufferings. You thought you would try to make the world a better, happy place. I have another memory flashing back, Savior. It is a grave. I am standing next to my brother. I can see the coffin laid in. He must be an honorable man, Savior. There is a guard of honor for him. Yes, Bob, he was an honorable man. He was your father. He is being laid down. And then I see my brother Javier patting on my shoulder and telling me, he's crying, Savior, and he's telling me, keep on standing, keep on standing, keep on standing. Never give up in life, Bob. Never give up. Yes, Bob, this is your life. From childhood to adulthood, the challenges coming your way, you will always face them with a smile. You fell down many times to rise again. You know, failure isn't announced when you fall down. It is only announced when you refuse to get up. And you always got up. This is your story, Bob. Savior the Honorable has been laid into the grave. It's going blank, Savior. It's all going blank. Yes, Bob. We'll start the story of your life from here. The story of Bob, to be or not to be. But you decided to be. The divinity decided for you to be there and to be. Savior, I see a college. I see students all around me. This is a flashback. Yes, it's your college. This is where you graduated. So I'm going to be a doctor. This is a medical school. Yes, Bob, you're going to be a doctor. The flashback is coming. This is my life. Life flashing in front of my eyes. What was the way I wanted to live, Savior? You wanted to live spreading smiles, to make your mother and the brother happy, to make the world a better place. You wanted to elevate people in the name of the God, in the name of the divinity. Why I see a flashback, people are getting angry with me. They are throwing names at me. Yes, Bob, you are being misunderstood. This happens in life. You will eventually become a giver, and you have been a giver. But why are they seeing me as a taker? Yes, let's wait and see, Bob. Let the story unveil. Savior, this is another country. I have a flashback. This is a Royal College, Bob. You're going to be a surgeon. Yes, there are flashes, and I've decided to become a surgeon. I've decided to take the knife and cut away the disease. I will be the tool, not the means. Yes, Bob, you will be the tool. I can see I have a wife, a pretty, young, beautiful, gorgeous wife, and two healthy, beautiful looking children. Yes, she's one of the best things that has happened to you in your lifetime. You have two wonderful children. I'm feeling a little dizzy, Xavier. What is next, Xavier? Wait, this is yet another country. I'm having flashbacks. And I see I've been doing hundreds and thousands of operations as a tool to save lives. There has been spiritual awakenings, which sometimes the world took as bizarre behaviors. Yes, Bob, there have been spiritual awakenings. I see my kids grown up. They are doing great. We are spreading smiles. The world is a good place, Xavier. Yes, Bob, the world is a good place. It's full of love. And it is a good thing to be in the world, to live, spread smiles, and to be happy. I have matured, Xavier. I can now take challenges with a smile. I am ready also to change. I welcome the change. Every decade I see flashbacks. Xavier, I was a different man born. So I've been reborn. Xavier, there have been changes of perception and changes of behavior. There have been spiritual awakenings. The mindfulness has changed. I am a better person now, Xavier. What do you see now, Bob? Yes. What do you see? I see myself in a small car. It's black, and I'm driving on a highway. I have had flashbacks passing in front of my eyes. Yes, Xavier, this is a lot of stuff. I'm getting tired. I feel like sleeping. Bob, see you in a while. We will discuss what you were made up of, and what you should have become, and what you became, and why you are what you are. Yes, Xavier. And I close my eyes. and go to sleep. The third chapter of this book is named as Guardian. Hello, Bob. Savior. Yes, Savior. I can feel you, Savior. How are you? I know. Here I am. I open my eyes and I see Savior standing there, dressed very smartly. Savior, I've been seeing dreams. I've been reliving. For how long did I sleep? How long were we separated? It's been 26 hours, Bob. You were in a coma for over 26 hours while your family and friends were visiting you. The doctors are saying that your consciousness is improving and gradually you will make it. So we are meeting after 26 hours. I don't have any dimension of time and space here. Few of the machines have been put off and the pipes have been taken off. The tubes that were previously going into my body are not there. You're doing better and you will regain your consciousness, Bob. We have to be quick, Bob. I have to tell you the principles of your life. You will have to relive all these. Savior, what do you think was my motivation, intention, aspiration, passion at this stage in my life? Bob, your guiding principle was gratitude. You always believed in gratitude. You thought that person who is not grateful to the people will not be grateful to the divinity and to the God. Gratitude has been in your veins. It's your blood. It's your life. So, Savior, I believe in gratitude. Yes, you are a believer of gratitude. You also think that gratitude will give you abundance and it gives abundance. The abundance mentality or the richness mentality comes from believing in gratitude. You also know that genetics play a role, but the environment has its own share to put in. Yes, Bob, you thought life was a boxing match. The defeat is not announced when you fall down, it is only announced when you refuse to get up. You are a soccer player, you are also a boxer. Have I been a soccer player? Yes, a very fierce one. You like to run long distances. You like to play sports. You're a sportsman, Bob, and you believe in gratitude. You believe that to lose is to win. You have been losing in life always to win. You are a winner, Bob. You were a winner and you will be a winner. You were taught this in your school, Bob, that when you lose, you should smile and enjoy because the name of the game is playing the game. It's all about learning, Bob. There are only two things that can happen, Bob. Either one grows or one dies. Both things cannot happen together. Savior, what were my best deeds? First, let me summarize the rules of your life, the rules of your living. Gratitude is your first rule. You have been grateful all your life. Yes, Savior, I know. You just told me. You have been thankful to the people. You faced the challenges with gratitude. They were learning experiences. You also believed that there were challenges. The world was a good place to live. The world was full of love. What else, Savior? You forgave yourself, Bob. You also forgive the people around you. You know the process of forgiveness is important. And unless you forgive yourself first, you cannot forgive the people. You have to be grateful. And to have gratitude, you have to forgive. Do I have any enemies, Savior? No, you don't have any enemies. You are in peace, Bob. You are in peace. You forgive yourself. You ask the man in the mirror. You every day you used to ask the man in the mirror. And every day he would tell you that there is no negativities, that there are no negativities, resentment, criticism, complaint or condemnation inside you. Man in the mirror tells you, Bob, that there is peace. So, the second principle after gratitude in your life was forgiveness. You also believed in discipline and the process and the systems. You also believed that being human is to forgive. And you have a goal, Bob. You try to start a process with the beginning and the process and with the end in mind. You know, Bob, end is very important. The finishing is very important. The beginning can be done by anyone, the process can be carried out, but the journey has to be finished. The end results are important. So, gratitude and forgiveness. What is my third principle? Your third principle is to elevate people. You empower and elevate the people. What do you mean, Savior? How do I elevate people? You elevate indiscriminately. You elevate whatever you touch into magic. You elevate the people, the human resource. This is your main investment in your life. Your main investment in your life was in human resource, not in the financial resource. You have invested in human resource. You have been a part of the process of saving lives. So I elevate the people. The fourth principle, Bob, you believe is your family success. You believe that your own success is not as important as the family success. You teach, you believe, and you preach the family success to people around you. You always build relationships on trust and care. And you know that family is the major component of success, the major determinant of success. So, Savior, gratitude, forgiveness, elevate the world and family success. What is my fifth principle? Savior, your fifth principle is to lay off. What do you mean? Savior, lay off. Lay off the anger, the resentment, the negativities, the criticism, the condemnation, the complaining. You learn in life, Bob. You learn in life to lay off. To lay off the excess baggage, extra baggage you had been carrying all your life. Life is a package, Bob. It's a combination of positivities and negativities. But once you become self-aware, once you stop criticizing, complaining and condemning and forgiveness, you start to practice. When you start to forgive, you believe in gratitude, you elevate the people, you tend to lay off. The competition, Bob, is only with your own past, not with the people around you. And of course, there is no blame. There was no blaming in your life, Bob. The journey never started as a blame. You have reached your destination, Bob. It's gratitude, forgiveness, elevation of the people, family success, and laying off. Also laying off the happiness, Savior. Once you lay off the negativities, what else you have to lay off? You start laying off the happiness, the love, the care to the people around you. It is a message, Bob. It is a move. It is a movement. It is a moment, Bob. It's evolution. You evolve as a person when you start laying off love and pursuits of life, the passion with purpose, the intuition with logic, and empathy with the reason, the hope. It is the start of laying off hope, the belief, the faith. You start laying off the positive energy, and according to the law of attraction, the positive energy flows from you to the people, the vibes, the vibrations to the world around you. There is a resonance, and of course, the amplitude is enhanced, increased. The result is magnanimous, its amplification. So, five principles are gratitude, Bob, forgiveness, elevate the people, family success, and lay off. What else? Of course, Bob, intensity versus consistency. What is that, Xavier? In order to achieve results, one has to be consistent. Intensity or few jumps here and there will not make it. So, Xavier, there has to be a baseline of consistency on top of the intensity. Yes, Bob, yes. So, these were my principles, Xavier. There are many other things we need to discuss, Bob. We need to discuss you, but it's time for me to go. I'll catch up after a while. Goodbye, Bob. The fourth chapter of this book is named as Bob. Hello, Bob, how are you? I look at him. Xavier has changed his suit. Today he's wearing a royal blue, with a royal blue tie and a plain shirt. Xavier, how come you're so smart and fit? Bob, anybody who thinks right and has good thoughts, good intentions, and leads a balanced life can be fit. We are guardian angels. We can take shapes. I am here to see you, to teach you, to tell you what your life has been, to remake you, to reinvent you, to relive you. So, what's it, Bob? Yes, what's it, Xavier? Tell me. It's Bob. Bob? What is it about Bob? What do you want to tell me about Bob? I've been seeing the events of my life flashing in front of my eyes. Bob, you believe that if you take a jump in the name of divinity or in the name of the God, two things will happen. Either the God will teach you how to fly or he will prevent you from falling down. Your life has been based on a strong faith. Bob, you believe that faith is the foundation of the building blocks of life. You always taught people that faith is the foundation. We have faith because we have emotions. And when we have emotions, we develop faith on them. As a child, you had a strong faith in you. You also believe that faith is the founding blocks, and then, of course, it is supported by logic. You also believe that right decisions in life is the most important thing. The opportunity knocks at your door. There are different scenarios. When you make a right decision, you meet success at the end of the road. Challenges are met, passed on. You believe foundation is built on faith, and logic has to be there with good intention. You also believe that when you have logic, which is conscious, you also have intuition, which is supranormal or subconscious. And then, of course, you have cortical and intuitional biases. So you train yourself to remove the cortical and the intuitional biases on the basis of research and experiences. You are progressive, you are receptive, you accept it. Acceptance is very important. Acceptance of your deficiencies, your weaknesses. You also believe that if critique is positive, you take it. You take a critique, you analyze it, and then either you discard it or you take it. So, in the name of divinity, in the name of God, the jump you take, either God will teach you how to fly or He'll stop you from falling down. This was your faith. Your faith is very strong, Bob. You also have logic, as I said. You are a professional, Bob. You have been saving lives as a tool, not as a mean. You have been teaching that all your life. So, Savior, my intuitions, are they without biases? The intuitions, the cortical and the intuitional biases, are they without biases? You have tried in your life, Bob, to remove the biases, the cortical as well as the intuitional. You also taught people and you believe that the only way to liberate yourself is to be truthful, to be true to the truth. The truth is the answer. In fact, truth stands, or facts stand on their feet tall, high, and mighty. So you taught faith, logic, intuition. What else, Savior? You also believe that destiny will come disguised as an opportunity and hard work. Hard work or smart work, Savior? Both. Hard work is consistency, smart work is the intensity. So, intensity and consistency make the opportunity livable. Am I a rich, Savior? Yes, you are a rich man, Bob. You are rich in love, care, logic, trust, intuition, faith. In laying of happiness, laying of smiles. You are financially well placed, Bob. Your life has been a challenge, not a struggle. You are also passionate. You have a passion with a purpose. Whatever you do, whatever you are passionate about, has to be with a purpose. You also believe, Bob, that life is in the moment, not in the past, not in the future. The living moment is everything. The past is like looking at a rear view mirror while driving a car. You see the experiences, lessons taught to you, the positive emotions, the positivities of your life. You take strength from them. Then you look at the front screen, you see the road ahead. That is the foresight. But you live in the moment, you live in the present. You are a man of the moment, Bob. You always thought that the power is in the moment, in the present. You know that present is a present, one has to live in it. You plan the future, you take blessings from your past, the learning lessons, but you live in the present. You have been reading a lot of literature, Bob, mystics, scriptures, philosophies, autobiographies, history, fictions, facts. You also believe that life has to be lived simple, decent, and in the moment, with a good intention, right faith, right logic, and intuition. You can lay off happiness. You also believe that world is a good place. You believe that every person has some positivities in him or her. People are not good or bad, it is their behavior. You believe in transformation, you believe in growth. You also believe that conflicts can be solved by accommodation, collaboration, and by compromise. And compromise is a win win situation. You also believe that outer world is the reflection of the inner world. The noise of the inner world can be perceived from the actions you perform in the outer world. If you have peace inside, the world is peaceful. You also believe in self control, Bob. If you want to control the world, you should try to control yourself. You are a good active listener. You have good communication. You have been changing, Bob. You also believe that suffering is not in the fact itself, it is in the perception of the fact. The divine events that take place in one's life are not in your control, but the reactions to the events are in your control. One should perceive in a better way. Bob, it has been a good life. And tomorrow, when I come back, we'll discuss with you the life. The fifth chapter of this book is named as Life. Yes, Savior, I know you are there. I open my eyes. Bob, yes, I'm here. It is your life. You are alive, you are living. The living moment is life. Yes, Savior, it is alive. I know that I am alive. Few of the tubes and wires have been taken off. I feel much better, much lighter. I can think clearly and loudly. I can recall my past. I rethink about the discussions that we have had between yourself and myself. Having read all of those philosophies of poets and all the mystics, they have had an influence on my life. Yes, Bob, you have been learning and you have been doing research, and the cortical and the intuitional biases have been taken off your intuition. Xavier, is it important to be a perfect human being? No, Bob, your life was segmented into decades. Every 10 years, you had to rediscover yourself, Bob, to reinvent yourself, to remake yourself. It was not your own choice. The events shaped you in those 10 years. If you hadn't done that, you would have been extinct. The divinity always helps those who help themselves. If you help yourself, the divinity will be with you. It is with everybody who has the courage to take the leap. You became a successful professional, Bob. Life taught you lesson not in a hard way, but in a smart way. You are a warrior, Bob. You are a challenger. Yes, Savior, but I am no longer at war. I know my weaknesses and strengths, and the weaknesses and strengths of the world around me. I do not want war. I want peace, Savior. But then, if the war is inflicted on you, Bob, you act in a smart way. You take the challenge. Is that a survival instinct, Savior? No, Bob, it is called wisdom. You had the knowledge, the potential knowledge, you acted upon it, it became power. Then came the wisdom and the intuition. Tell me one thing, Savior, what is fate? Bob, fate is decided by what we think. We have thoughts and we have neurotransmitters coming out of our brain. The three basic neurotransmitters, vasopressin, serotonin, and dopamine. Dopamine is the neurotransmitter of motivation or passion. Serotonin is all about feeling dull, depressed, or being happy and euphoric. And vasopressin is the neurotransmitter of faithfulness. So when we have good thoughts, there is a balance of these neurotransmitters that we pour out, and that controls the internal environment of the body. And the outer world is a reflection of the inner world. So fate is what we make out of it. It is not what we do not make it. Life is what we make out of it. Remember, Bob? Clear understanding, thinking, thoughts, good pouring of neurotransmitters in a balanced way. The excess baggage that we carry, we have to lay off. We have the five basic instincts or the senses of touch, sight, smell, hear, and taste. And of course, the sixth sense of intuition. We have to give up these sensory players. Life does not become a routine. Life becomes a responsibility of your own self, absolute personal responsibility of your body, of your soul, of your spirit. Soul is what we make out of our own inner self. Spirit is what is infused in us by divinity. Of course, we are the host of the spirit and the soul. So we have to make the best of the life we are given. This is life, Bob. This is fate. The sixth chapter of this book is named as Beginning. Suddenly, my sleep is broken away with the voice of a doctor. To his extreme pleasure, doctor says, Bob is moving his limbs. There is a flicker of my legs and arms, and I start to see the world around me. I see that there are three doctors standing next to me, and to my utter happiness, I see my wife, my mother, and my children standing in one corner of the room with happiness on their faces to see my recovery. They are praying that I make it. I know that I will make it. It is my faith in the divinity. All the tubes and wires have been removed. There is only one pulse oximeter attached to my right index finger. I want to speak, but my throat is dry. I want to talk to my family, to my mother, to my children, to my few friends who are also standing in one corner of the room. I don't have my voice. It's not coming out. And I can see now I am slowly becoming aware of my environment, of my space. And it is announced by the doctor that my conscious level has been improved. I close my eyes and I hear the voices of my family and doctors conversing. There is hope in their voice. There is a hope in their talk. And the doctor tells everybody to leave the room as I have to rest. I open my eyes again and then close them to the voice of Savior. Hello, Bob, how are you? You have made a remarkable progress. It is the beginning of a new life. Yes, Savior, I have been through many lives before. When you have to change in life to a new paradigm, to a new perceptive reality, you are reborn, your old self dies, and it becomes a new life. But Bob, this life is going to be a culmination of all those segments of change. Bob, you are no more in coma, you are aware. Yes, Savior, I am aware. Bob, soon I will be leaving you when you will be fully awake. I know, Savior, I am grateful to you. So, what is the beginning, Savior? Remember gratitude, forgiveness, elevation of the world around you, family success, and intensity versus consistency. Remember these words. Remember these things, Bob. Life is going to be simple. Giving up of sensual pleasures, helping the people to find an empathy with reason, passion with purpose, and intuition with logic. Am I going to be a leader, savior? Yes, but I wanted no titles in life, savior. You will get a few titles, Bob, which is the consequence of the life you have lived. You are going to be a leader. You have been a leader, Bob. You will make people reach their goals. Yes, savior. And I again close my eyes. The seventh chapter of this book is named as Making. I hear a lot of voices. I open my eyes and I start to move my arms and legs. There is joy all around me. My family, my friends, the doctor, they are checking my responses. They are happy. I've made a recovery. And for the first time, I notice that I am wearing a blue surgical kit, kind of a patient's clothes. I have been changed into my favorite color of blue. My family knows that I like blue. I'm thinking of the blessings of life I have in the form of my family, friends, and the world around me. I open my eyes again after closing them. Few days have passed, and my wife, my children, and my mother have talked to me, and I was able to talk to them. I could finally speak. A few tears rolled down my eyes. I could see that divinity had been kind and grateful as it has always been on me. I remember Savior. He is no more there. We had a great encounter, remaking my life, reinventing and reliving my life. Divinity had helped me, as it always had in the past. I have a changed life now. I am a new man. In the next few days, I regain all my senses. I'm sitting in the bed, talking to my family. I know that I have a new responsibility of my life. The responsibility is to keep on standing, keep on standing, keep on standing, and never give up. The epilogue. It is the same car. It has been repaired. I'm driving down the highway. The music is on. Country road. Take me home to the road I belong. I can only think of gratitude, gratitude, and gratitude. Forgiveness, forgiveness, and forgiveness. Being grateful to the people around me and to the divinity. I am thinking of many people, many mentors, my teachers, my students, my parents, my patients, my family, my friends who helped me today to become what I became. The man in the mirror tells me that humans are made up of mixed elements. They have weaknesses and they have strengths. I also know my weaknesses and strengths. I try and I will try to be a better person. I pass through that area where my car had met an accident. I look to the left. I thank divinity once again. I move forward. It is raining and it's a clear road. The raindrops are falling on my car. The wiper is moving them away. The heating in the car tells me that now I'm going to sweat. I switch off the heater. I can feel the energy, the juice, the life in my body. It is strange sometimes. The biggest challenges in life are not the facts, not the events, but the lack of communication we have with each other. And this lack of communication leads to conflicts. To resist the change, to resist the love we can get. And ego is edging God out. Our body is like a mask. or a church or a temple. We have to look after our body. We have to look after our soul, our spirit, our mind. The biggest challenge that I face now is that I have to be grateful for all my life to the divinity, to the people. Gratitude, gratitude, and gratitude.